Hello, welcome to Rise and Bust. In today's episode, we will see another rise and bust story. We will analyze how it rose to glitter success, and then we will understand the mistakes that led to its downfall. And just to let you know, we post well-analyzed and real rise and fall stories. Stories of companies and people that once ruled the world, but then busted for small mistakes or series of mistakes. If you are interested in similar stories, then do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Now relax and enjoy the story and let us know in the comments what you learned today.
If you are a kid that grew up during the late 90s and early 2000s, Blockbuster was likely the video rental retailer that brought your friends together and made your Friday nights enjoyable. In 2022, the last remaining Blockbuster store in the whole world was standing in Bend, a small city in Oregon, U.S. How did a once mighty giant of the movie rental industry, who had countless stores worldwide and was previously worth billions of dollars, end up having no choice but to go bankrupt? Together we will examine the factors that led to Blockbuster's dramatic downfall, from a household name to its rock bottom, and explain why it failed to stay competitive in an ever-changing industry. Through their missteps, we can gain insight into the challenges of staying relevant and competitive in a quickly evolving marketplace. Blockbuster Video was founded in 1985 and quickly rose to become one of the world's most successful video rental stores. At its peak, the company had more than 9,000 stores worldwide, making it a household name. Unfortunately, Blockbuster's success was short-lived. Chapter 1. The startup of Blockbuster. It's 1978, and David Cook successfully runs Cook Data Services as a software provider for oil and gas firms at high prices of up to $120,000. His business was flourishing and was increasing its sales exponentially for the first 5 years. After those 5 years, the company went public and raised $8.4 million at the initial public offering. But only half a year goes by, and the company's success declines dramatically. The abundance of oil at that time caused its prices to drop, eventually leading oil businesses to start cutting costs. This meant no more buying pricey software programs. Cook had to make a decision, and he took the risky path. Instead of investing the $8.4 million into the faltering company, he funneled it into a new enterprise. He said he was searching for a fragmented market without much competition, where he could establish a local business and thus strengthen its competitive barriers. In 1985, David Cook started a new business after realizing how to present VHS players in U.S. households. After managing databases and studying how enormous the succeeding potential of a video store business was, he opened the first Blockbuster store in Dallas, Texas. When asked about it, Cook said he strongly sensed that a much bigger industry might be ahead of this freshly established business. He also recalled how the opening night, the store got so overcrowded that the doors had to be locked to keep people from coming in. A year later, he opened 3 more stores across the state. Chapter 2. Rise of Blockbuster. Now let's talk about why most people don't know Cook as the founder of Blockbuster. Most people haven't heard about him at all. In 1987, Blockbuster received a considerable investment worth $18.5 million from 3 financiers in exchange for 60% of the company. These 3 businessmen included the entrepreneur and founder of waste management Wayne Huizinga, who was already a millionaire. Even though they shared friendly communication, he and Cook soon clashed on the direction of the business. While Huizinga wanted to expand the business by borrowing money to open more stores, Cook was concerned with incurring more debt. As a result, Cook sold his shares for around $12 million and left the company to pursue other things. Despite their differences, there were no hard feelings between these 2 men. Huizinga was always quick to credit Cook for dreaming up the idea. As the former CEO of Blockbuster left, Huizinga took complete control of the company. He is often credited as the founder of Blockbuster due to his work in making Cook's nationwide video rental chain vision a reality. After he got in charge, Blockbuster expanded very quickly, buying out existing video rental stores and opening new ones daily. Each store would stock a range of titles tailored explicitly to local demographics. Revenue-sharing contracts with major studios have been particularly successful in the case of Blockbuster. They upgraded and revolutionized the industry. In exchange for a drop in the initial price per tape from $65 to $8, the rental company was paying its suppliers a portion of its rental revenue, ranging from 30% to 45%. The fact that Hollywood studios would release a never-ending stream of new material and simultaneously had contracts with Blockbuster meant that the company was always up to date and had the latest movies available in their stores. Blockbuster had expanded overseas by 1994 with 3,600 different locations and generated $4 billion in revenue annually. Its size exceeded the combined size of the 375 other competitors. Chapter 3. The Success. What other strategies made Blockbuster so successful? Well, they had several advantages which made them stand out compared to other video stores. First, they offered free delivery, which was especially appealing to customers in remote areas. They also offered a rewards program that gave members 2 free monthly rentals. Another thing is that they had an early online presence with a functional and easy-to-use website. It's crucial to mention that Blockbuster also had a distinctive brand identity, which contributed to its success. Customers could quickly identify the store near them and find the nearest rental location because they could instantly recognize their bright yellow logo from a mile away. Blockbuster got ahead of its competitors due to its quick service and massive selection, over 6,500 movie titles. Other video stores typically only held around 100 movies. At the same time, Blockbuster had a revolutionary barcode system that enabled them to keep track of up to 10,000 VHS tapes per store for each customer. Chapter 4. Blockbuster's Crash. One thing about Blockbuster is that every time a movie rental was late, it charged its customers $1, potentially tripling the cost of watching a movie in your pajamas. Blockbuster made $800 million in late fees in 2000, or 16% of its total revenue. Consumers obviously detested the late fees. Another person who hated this late fee problem was Reed Hastings, who was so enraged by once having to pay $40 in late fees to Blockbuster. He came up with the idea to start a new rental business in 1997, whose main selling point, in the beginning, was that you could rent DVDs by mail and keep them for however long you wanted, with no late fees whatsoever. That business is one that we all know of today: Netflix. Netflix offered a simple monthly subscription with unlimited access to their movies, 2 discs out at a time, no late fees, free shipping and return, and the option to cancel anytime. In contrast, Blockbuster offered a rental fee per movie, which could get expensive if renting several movies for the entire family. With approximately 50 million customers and 9,000 locations, Blockbuster was once a market leader in video rentals. However, it was unprepared for the change that the internet brought about. It took Blockbuster 6 years to launch Blockbuster Online to take on Netflix. Still, by that point, Netflix had once again revolutionized the market with its streaming offerings, and Blockbuster could not make the necessary changes quickly enough. Chapter 5. Blockbuster's most significant missed opportunity. Blockbuster made a costly error when it declined an offer to acquire Netflix in 2000 for $50 million. At the time, Netflix was still a fledgling company, having only been established 3 years prior. Had the deal gone through, Netflix would have been in charge of managing Blockbuster's online operations. Interestingly, Blockbuster had recently raised $465 million in the initial public offering, indicating they had the financial means to purchase. However, they rejected the offer, citing the cost as too steep. According to Netflix's former CFO Barry McCarthy, Blockbuster laughed us out when the deal was proposed. The company also had huge debts and constantly borrowed money to pay dividends. As a result of more factors combined, the company eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Chapter 6. Lessons to learn. There are several valuable lessons we can learn from Blockbuster's failure. First, it's important to stay competitive in a rapidly changing marketplace. It's difficult to predict which industries will undergo rapid change, but it's important to be aware of potential shifts. Second, it's vital to respond quickly to changes in the industry. When shifts occur, it's crucial to capitalize on their advantages and minimize the disadvantages. Third, it's important to adapt your business model to account for changes in the industry. When circumstances change, it's important to re-evaluate your business model to ensure that it still works. And lastly, it's important to diversify your revenue sources. It's easier to weather sudden changes in the industry if you have multiple revenue streams. Despite its downfall, its past customers will all agree that Blockbuster was an entire experience back then. A whole build-up of excitement made watching the movie just that much better. Nowadays, we have so many choices that the whole thing isn't as unique as it used to be. Today's streaming is about instant gratification, but you had all week to think about what you wanted back then. All week to wonder if that video, game, or movie you wanted to watch would finally be there. The joy of finally having your hands on it and the enthusiasm going home to put it up on the screen was unmatched. It was a wildly different experience from streaming nowadays, and we are thankful to Blockbuster for giving us the knowledge that it did. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. You can also visit our website riseandbust.com for more videos and stories like this.